Hello and welcome to Speedforce, the Flash podcast. I'm your host, Phil Maynard.
And I'm your other host, Anthony Hernandez.
So we got some big news for all of you speedsters out there, or Facebook followers, or whatever you'd like to call yourselves as fans of us.
Are people who just like the Great Festival here in Lodi? Are there grounds for it?
Our fan base might be Anthonites.
Yeah.
Because they like you over all the other hosts that have done this show so far.
Anthonites?
Yeah, that's the followers of you.
Sounds like I'm a drug.
Yeah. Either that, or you're just like a termite. Like your fans are termites that just eat at stuff, hoping to get like your approval or whatever. You should see the fan art everyone does.
If you guys ever want to do fan art of me, make sure I'm holding a sword that's 3 times the size of my body.
Which means so far they just have to do an anime drawing of you.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I have to be fighting a dragon, or riding one, or doing both.
I just want a Billy the Truth fan art.
Yeah, that's an inside joke for all of you guys out there.
Chainmail, banana hammock, the whole deal.
Oh, but for the record, this isn't the big thing we wanted to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Billy the Truth is not. The big thing is we are actually going to be going to our first con as, what are we, guests sort of thing?
We're representatives of the Speedforce podcast.
Yeah, we're going to have our own booth. We're going to be at something called the Grape City Con, which is in Lodi, California. For those of you who live in the San Joaquin County, you can come by, and tickets at the door are $5. If you get them ahead of time, they're $4. We'll be there promoting the podcast. We'll have merchandise for you to buy, which after the con, we'll put up the remainings of the...
Like, we were considering selling the merchandise, but if we end up with a little extra merchandise and we break even, we might raffle some stuff. But there's going to be a big raffle for, what was it?
A bag that, a Flash themed bag made out of Flash fabric when we're going to make... Sorry, I got the burps.
Yeah, we're looking at Flash fabric, but we're still working on it. But the bag's going to be awesome, Flash themed. It's going to be promoting our podcast, and it's going to have comics in it.
Have comics in there.
A bunch of Flash goodies in there. We're still adding more stuff to make it awesome.
And it'll have a copy of... I think today's the best day to do it, since we don't have any emails or anything on Facebook to read, is to promote my book that I've wrote, and that is The Eclipses, the Freshman Fiasco, which is a book about a group of high schoolers, freshman year, going into a school where it's for superheroes and everything, and it's going to be a book series, I hope, and the first book follows that. And it's only an ebook, but this raffle bag will have the only printed version.
Yeah, and I'm convincing him to sign it, but
yeah,
he's got to work on his signature.
I have a terrible signature. It looks like what a doctor would have.
Yeah, but I mean, his book's available online too.
Yeah, you can find it. I'll post a link to it, because if I write it right now, it'd just be too difficult. Or like if I try to spell it out, because I think there's like weird numbers and letters in the in the website address. If you just Google The Eclipses Phil Maynard, it pops up. The book will pop up at the first link.
And like a super legit writer, he went into the middle of nowhere and wrote this book.
Yeah, I went out to... Everyone knows I was in a national park.
Yeah, but it was literally like you had nothing to do but write the book and work. And it's like all your focus was on this book. So.
Are you kidding me? I wrote half the book while I was working. My job was so simple. My boss knew that I would just sit up on the dishwasher and just be writing.
But back to our booth at the Lodi Con that they're having right now. We will be selling raffle tickets for $1 for that one big bag. We'll be selling promotional bags for our podcast. Phil's book will be there. And we actually were thinking about bringing the laptop and mic for some charismatic people who might want to put something on the podcast.
We'll get some interviews with a bunch of passerbys that want to talk on the podcast. We'll get a couple of interviews with people. We'll have a singing competition of our theme song. No, probably not that.
Nah, but if you did do that, we would be thoroughly impressed, and you'd pretty much end up on the podcast.
Yeah, you would get on the podcast. We could just open with like Nicole singing, because like she's a good singer and everything, but I doubt it. I doubt she would want that. Yeah, she hates it when she...
We'll be easy to spot too. If any of you saw the picture that we posted when we saw Stage 52, I mean, we'll look just like that with our Flash shirts on.
We're going to be wearing our Flash shirts. Anthony over here, he is Flash, and I like Wells, so I'm Reverse Flash. I'm a big fan of Wells.
Yeah, but I mean, it would be a lot of fun. Go out there, you actually get to meet us. You get to, we get to talk. You get to ask questions. It's going to be a cool day, and you'll get some memorabilia. Thank you.
There you go.
For the show, which is the first ever we've made for the show.
Yeah, and the normal bags that we will be selling, I don't think we talked about that. Yeah. It's going to be either a red bag with yellow straps or a yellow bag with red straps, and it's going to have the Speedforce logo on the front of it.
Thank you, Mel.
Thank you, Mel.
And was Hannon, Mel.
There you go. Every episode. So we're gonna be selling those at the convention. And
what day is it again?
It is going to be February 8th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Lodi Grape Festival grounds. So any of you that's in the San Joaquin County area or nearby that area, whatever, just come on, swing by and talk to us. You could be on the podcast and everything.
Exactly. Yeah, that's about it.
I think on that. I think that's our plug for our convention thing.
This is the only podcast before this.
No, actually, we're gonna have one more.
We will.
We will have one more, and we'll let you guys know a little bit more information that we got. If there's any special guests that are gonna be there, that you should go for them, and then we're the side people. Like
we're the
main event. All the real comic book artists,
they're guests.
Yeah, they're the guests. So we got San Joaquin County, and if you live near Sac County also, then Sacramento County, whatever.
I mean, pretty much anywhere. If you know of Lodi and you know this area, you know where the Great Ball is, you know where the Great Festival is.
It's easiest to say. If you know where Lodi, California is, then you are close enough to come by.
Exactly.
If you aren't,
boat, plane, or car, no matter. All right, I think we should get to the
we have a podcast that we do for the show, right?
I guess doing the podcast is part of promoting the podcast.
We have not talked about this at all today. We didn't even rewatch it before we started doing this today.
So it's a rare moment where we aren't as completely fresh as we normally are.
Yeah, we've both seen the episode. Great episode, Pied Piper.
I really
knocked it out of the park.
I really like how they answer some Wells questions that we even brought up last week about Wells. Immediately the following week, they
and how you called it about why they disowned Hartley, why his parents disowned him.
It's messed up.
I know, but Anthony came over today, and we haven't even talked about the podcast at all. Of the new episode, we've just been talking about getting us a booth.
Yeah, so, it's a big deal for us here.
This is our I've been to a couple cons. I don't think Anthony's
I've been to Stockton Con.
You have been to Stockton Con?
Yeah, Stockton Con.
Okay, Lodi Con is a subsidiary of
that. So it's going to be the same thing.
Speaking of which, we didn't even bring this up. This is the first ever Grape City Con for Lodi.
It's big. If it goes good, they might do it again.
Yeah, so come on out, get some money into their pockets so that they do this again, and then, which means we'll be coming back to this. As long as they have this, the two factors are, as long as they keep having this this convention go on, and as long as Flash is still running, we will go there as much as we can each year.
Yeah, it's in Lodi. It's very local for us. It isn't a big deal.
Literally,
well, it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal to get there.
Literally, it's pretty much on the same street that I live on for the most part, and it's 2 blocks away from where Anthony lives. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk there.
Yeah, it's not even it's nearby for us to the point that we just go. And
we also heard, while signing up for booth, that it's gonna be packed.
Yeah,
so it's not gonna be rinky dink. It's gonna be filled with lots of booths too.
And newscasters are gonna be there.
Yeah, we heard Good Day might show up.
Sacramento might show up if they aren't 100% certain. All of our fans out there, email goodday@kmax.com and tell them that, hey, you guys should show up to the Grape City Con and interview
see those Flash guys.
Yeah, for the Speedforce. Because we know that one of the main anchors loves the Flash. So we can get more publicity that way. So again, that email is goodday@kmaxtv.com. Send an email over there saying, hey, Speedforce Podcast. They're awesome. They have Anthony. Yeah, and that other guy, Phil.
And they got Phil too.
Yeah.
And we got a computer, laptop, and a mic, so we're professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes us completely professional.
And we sell merchandise.
Yeah.
That is a factor. So, without further ado, we're going to start this episode now.
Yeah, so we start the normal theme song.
With My Name is Barry Allen and all that. Speaking of that, I have noticed every episode that I watch that they reuse the same running scene every episode, pretty much.
The same
when he's running through
traffic?
through this traffic, it's the same traffic run every time.
But it's also the same. Well, I think they changed it slightly, huh? Like, I've seen times where they've changed it and times where they kept it the same for a long time.
Well,
like small things.
Like right there, you see that scene about 7 times in this entire series so far.
Yeah.
Where he's running over that. Or what about that night scene when he's running through and then makes a left, then makes a right sort of thing, where he goes around that triangle building?
Oh,
you see that every episode.
I remember this part. Freaking Joe, what was it? Man, I'm mixing up everyone's
Wells.
names today. Wells. They're both having a drink together. I just love that. Like, they're finally trying to become buddies, but it's just not working out this episode.
So we're getting to see a flashbacks in previously on with Firestorm, which Firestorm is awesome, and I can't wait. See that run.
Yeah, they show that
every
a lot.
episode. Little information that a lot of the Speedforce fans like to hear from us is comic book information. This motorcycle gang right here is the Royal Flush Gang.
Oh yeah, the helmets are what simplify it.
Yes, if you guys aren't certain of who that is, if you've seen the show Arrow, episode 4, season 1, I believe it was, they actually had Oliver go after the Royal Flush Gang. They showed up and...
Oh, I don't even remember that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so
I realized it when I saw their helmet.
That also. Now, another thing right here. See, that whole running.
They were also in Batman Beyond, the series.
They were?
Yeah.
Batman Beyond.
That's where I first saw them
I still need to re-see that. I haven't. It's been a long time. But with that scene, Barry's putting up blockades right now so that the entire... I never noticed that he went into the truck and drove it.
Well, basically, he's trying to get them... They all separated, so they're all trying to get them together so he could disarm them. Basically, he takes the keys out of the motorcycles.
And then they're all stuck right there.
And that's where you see the helmets that say who they are.
Yeah.
Wonder what he did with the keys.
Probably just gave them to the cops.
Just dropped them some random place.
The cops know he's real. Knows that the Flash is there. So, if keys show up in their car, I don't think they're going to question it.
I would not do this if I were Barry Allen. Take a picture with your mask off. I mean, even though you're with friends, put the mask on, hide your identity at all times, because in this world, that could be stolen easily. Especially by the Pied Piper. I thought this episode that would happen.
Yeah.
That he would discover who Barry Allen was just simply because they took this photo in the beginning.
Yeah. That is... I don't think
he has an Amazon phone.
Idea.
He has an Amazon phone.
So, I don't think it's a smart idea either.
I feel that's when they come back to bite him in the butt.
I say taking a Polaroid photo, one where it's an actual printout photo and not accessible through electronics. Not digital. Yeah, I think that's a smarter idea, but right now that's a terrible, terrible idea.
Yeah.
I do like that photo. I do like that though, where he's like, "Is this considered a selfie if I take the photo
and run into the frame?
Real quick."
He's like, "Yep."
Yes.
I wonder how the phone stayed up.
He went so fast.
That's crazy.
That's incredible. Went so fast.
So he's back at his place.
So Barry's living back. Yeah, living back at the
old place.
At the West Manor. I don't think we've given a podcast nickname for this house yet. So I think West Manor is what we should go.
West Manor is a pretty good name for it.
Instead of Wayne Manor, I think we're gonna call this West Manor now. It's a very small normal house. Its living room is about.
He said Royal Flush Game right there.
Yeah, I knew it from the second the episode opened when they had the helmets. I was
the second I saw the helmets, it clicked with me real quick, but I never noticed they actually pointed it out in the episode.
Oh, so interesting story news is Iris got a job for Central City Picture News, which in the comics was actually a TV agency. But they turned it into a newspaper company for this now.
Oh, here's Wells walking.
So Wells at his house now. His very, very expensive house. That my house could fit in about 20 times.
It's a clean house. A lot of glass, though. An obscene amount of glass.
Yeah. Anybody just walking by looking in can just say, oh, Wells can walk? What? His whole house is glass.
So we're about to see the big confirmation of what we talked about last week. How can Wells use his abilities outside the costume?
Yeah,
and it's kind of funny because it is a little bit of a cheap effect how they show. I wonder
what he's drinking. You think it's whiskey?
Yeah, it's definitely hard liquor
or scotch.
Yeah, but he gets a phone call. Sizzle music song. What the heck?
It's what's Sizzle. Playing in the background.
In
the phone, it just was like. That's a sizzle it means.
I love reading these subtitles because sometimes you catch things that you would never really notice.
Yeah, like the scoff of Arrow. If you ever watch Arrow, it was subtitles. Every episode they say scoff like 3 times.
So time to play the pipe.
It's time to pay the piper. Yeah.
Okay, so
we see Wells run right now, and the red lightning streaks off of him. And in my mind, that just makes me so sad. For all of you who know, I was so sad to find out that Wells was the Reverse Flash, and hoping it was a lie. And
I was hoping there'd be some sort of creative, like, crazy thing that wasn't Wells.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want it to be him so bad.
You know what's bad? When I first saw the Pied Piper in this episode, I thought it was a clone of Wells.
Oh.
Like, I immediately thought that was Wells. And then I went, he's playing chess with himself. And then I go, wait, no, that guy, that's a different person.
Yeah.
This is
a Speedforce clone. This is the clone that he made.
Yeah, that's what I totally thought. I'm like, oh, that's how he did the whole thing in the chamber where he beat himself up.
So Wells is saying that the person broke all the glass, but didn't do anything.
More like a threat, a warning.
Yeah.
But they noticed that Wells, there's no spots in the glass that look like he was there when it fell on him because he used his speed to escape that.
Yeah. And there's no stepping on it. The wheelchair rolls aren't over it.
He has no scratches on him.
I still love that shirt that Cisco wears.
Is that the Galaxy shirt?
Yeah, the Galaxy one.
Oh, is this the first repeat?
Huh?
Repeat shirt?
No, he's worn the rock, paper, scissors, lizard Spock multiple times. I've seen that shirt multiple times. I just love the Galaxy one so much more.
Right here. This is where I thought Wells had a clone. Like, I just totally thought, like, it looks like Wells. And I went, wait, no, Wells looks older. But they dress similar. They both have glasses, same kind of hair.
Yeah. This guy's just genius. The guy looks a lot like Josh Hutcherson. Do you know who that is?
No.
Have you seen the Hunger Games? PETA.
PETA?
PETA Malark?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
it's about. That guy. He kind of looks like him a little bit. I know it's Andy something. I'm forgetting his last name right now. Please don't kill me. Fan that loves Andy.
I love how they finally bring attention to Cisco's shirts.
Sorry, everyone.
Like, they finally say something about Cisco's shirts. He's like, keep calm. Han shot first.
Yeah, I love that because it's so true. Han did shoot first, Yeah,
and then in the re-edited version, they made it so
Greedo shot first,
yeah,
so
which is
Han didn't look like he was a ruthless person.
He is.
Yeah, he's a scoundrel. Why else do they call him that?
Keep calm, and Han shot first.
Yeah. And Wells is like, I like it. It's a cool shirt. And, like, Hartley's like, no, it's a terrible shirt. Don't wear that.
Well, to be totally honest, he does make a fair point. This is a huge job opportunity. Why would you wear a stupid shirt? Like,
I know. Like, even in my normal day, you and I, we both wear button shirts, and I wear slacks at least every day.
Yeah, I mean, during the wintertime, it's a little less, it's more casual for me, but during the spring, summer, I wear nice clothes, like collared shirts, buttoned up.
Yeah, that's what I wear. I was at work today, so I
work retail.
I just wore my Deadpool shirt.
I work retail. I don't work at, like, $1 billion science corporation. I would dress nice if I worked there.
But so we have Eddie
I like that.
At the house right now. Now we came back from the flashback, FYI, everyone, so you're all caught up with us.
Yeah, they're in present time.
Yeah. And what was that flashback to?
Right now, they were talking about how Wells doesn't have a scratch on him. How to get out of the way if he can't walk. It's
exactly.
It's the first time, I think, in the series where they thought for a minute that maybe
Wells
he's not paralyzed.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that too. I like how West is distracting Eddie so Barry can rebuild the glass.
That's weird how no one would notice. Hey, that can't be done that fast. Like, even if they didn't see him, like, who did this fast?
Well, if someone walks up, he could just like kick it all over the place and like move it again.
Yeah, so they're confirming that it looks like. Well, they didn't say it, but it's like sound broke the glass, not a rock, not something physical. Wasn't a teenage prank.
And Wes is like, nope, it wasn't.
But sometimes we get distracted when we're just like watching the show.
It's such a good show, everyone. Don't you agree?
I really like this episode. This is one of their reigning champ episodes for sure.
Hartley Rathaway, which is funny because in the comics, Hartley Rathaway, Pied Piper, also can control rats. I don't know if you know that. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense with the Pied Piper. Like,
yeah, he uses it to control rats a lot of the time, and with that, he's able to, like, that's why his last name is Rathaway. You know how in comics how they tie that up all the time.
Here comes the best line in the entire series, in my opinion. What Cisco says about him.
Yeah, because they're saying that he was brilliant and all that stuff. He helped them build the particle accelerator.
But Barry's like, you never mentioned him before. It seems like a big part of your guys' lives. I like that. He means that he was mostly a jerk.
But every so often, he was a dick.
He was a dick.
And I love this. Wes just starts laughing so hard.
I'm wondering if that was a blooper, and they just kept it.
Was he supposed to laugh?
Did he genuinely just laugh at how because he said that so nonchalant? Like sometimes he could just be a real dick. Like
it just works so perfect. This show is great. I feel that the writing is incredible for this show.
Like they can get serious, but they can also play around with the writing and still funny and
See, a lot of people hate Cisco, and I don't know why. If you hate Cisco, let us know. Tell us why, because it makes no sense.
I can't wait until he becomes Vibe.
Yeah,
that's going to be so awesome.
And they're so close to it now. They're getting closer.
Because if you saw sometimes season 2 or 3, maybe.
Do you remember the whole there's a Sonic thing that happens in the episode, and that's why I bring that up. Mm-hmm. So we got a flashback again where it's Cisco's first day. And he's saying, yo, this place is dope. And Hartley's like, that's what we were hoping to make our slogan.
Yeah. Yo, this place is so dope. That'd be the best slogan ever, by the way.
Yeah, like, I would go to that business.
So they're basically, he's testing Cisco right now.
And Cisco's like, dude, give me a challenge. Like,
bro, I'm not an idiot. I got hired here because I'm actually smart. Like,
I didn't get hired here because of my fun charm.
And my ponytail.
I didn't even notice he's wearing a ponytail. It's before he has his long hair.
Well, it's long there. He's just actually putting it back.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably his professional face. Like, that's what he does when he tries to look professional. He puts it back.
Yeah. It looks just so weird. I don't like it. Like, Caitlyn obviously is still, like, so beautiful. Like,
she looks the same.
Yeah. She doesn't look any different, really. Though she did say, I have a meeting with my boyfriend right now. So this is before...
the engagement.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, but that was... I mean, they were working on the particle.
If you don't know why she didn't get married, that's because her husband, or her fiancé died. But just to catch you guys up.
We all know that,
So,
I think.
Central City Picture News. CCPN. Weird name for a company, I think.
So, Iris is starting her very first day, and she meets a writer that she's, like, been very fond of.
Yeah.
Never met, but, you know, like, never meet your heroes is this kind of moral.
Yeah. So we got a guest star coming in to play the editor of the newspaper.
Who's the guest star?
I'm forgetting his name, but I know he's a guest star. We're going to go with that right now. So everyone is all like, no one wants to take her no one wants to take her under their wing.
It's like Iris is thinking that she just got an opportunity because of her skill as a writer, but really she got offered it because she's the only one with the inside connection to the Flash,
which she doesn't have anymore.
Yeah,
she like said, "Flash, I don't want to be a part of you anymore. Leave."
So it's like she didn't get her job because of her skills, and they all know it, and they kind of don't respect her. I think.
Yeah, it sucks. It's
kind of like you got born in, you know, like not born into, but more like she just got an opportunity, and no one else got the same opportunity, and they think she's not worthy of being a writer.
Yeah.
She proves them wrong, though. I mean, she's trying to. I bet you she's going to be, like, the best writer in time.
Yeah. Oh, in the comics, she was, like, one of the most famous, like, reporters. Because, again, like, I love that. I love how kid-like West is a lot of the time. Like, West has this, like, I'm an adult, I'm a father figure.
Are we calling her West from now on?
West?
Wasn't it Joe?
Yeah. But it's
switched to West?
West and Wells. It's so easy for me to call him that. But it's so easy for Joe to... do you want me to call him Joe or Wes?
You're just making me laugh now. I was like, it threw me off. But yeah, they're just kiddish, like when they're together.
Yeah.
Barry and Joe are together.
He has this like role that I'm a father figure to you. I'm an adult. You're still a kid. But
he's a best friend too.
Yeah, they're best friends. Remember, Barry had no friends before the particle accelerator went off. His only friend was Oliver Queen, and that's only because like he saved him from dying.
He wasn't even really Oliver's friend. He's more like Felicity's friend and Oliver's through relations with Felicity.
And that's the thing. And then so
getting superpowers helped me make friends. I made a lot that day.
So Hartley is like attacking his parents' building.
I like the little hood. Like the
There's
little
not enough
hoodie.
green though on him. That's the thing. Like,
but is his color mainly green?
Yeah, his color is green.
Maybe they didn't want him to look like Arrow in this episode.
True.
So they just didn't give him a green hoodie, they gave him a black one.
They do have a lot of green tints on it. I love how Flash just runs up and just pushes him over. Push.
I mean, there's a lot of times where, like, in this episode, it seems like he uses powers more practically than in the Fire and Ice episode. But, he disarms him, which is, like, totally, like, the Flash's greatest asset. He can move so fast, he can disarm people. Oh, they're starting to get the whole...
Yeah, they're starting to...
Yeah.
Because Rathaway or Hartley or whatever, he's saying, I can hear them, because...
He can hear all the FM radio signals from Barry's, like, helmet. Yeah. Or helmet, or little lightning bolt. Yeah. I don't even know what they are.
Barry just goes over to all the police and just grabs all of their nightsticks and just throws it at him.
And he throws it very poorly at that. He didn't really hit him.
He's not an athlete, remember?
So he immediately disarms him. He says, "You're not that smart." And he caught the Pied Piper. There we go. End of the episode, guys. That's it.
So, like, that was... Sorry. Oh, don't knock over the table.
Sorry, guys. For that, I accidentally kicked the mic, if you all heard that.
Yeah. And he moved a mouse.
It's the Easter egg of today's episode.
Oh, I love this. Being scooped up by a guy clad in head-to-toe leather is a long-time fantasy of mine.
For all of you who don't know, he is of the variety that likes males. To not offend anybody by using bashing terms. But this is cool because they actually get a moment with Cisco. Like, this is the only guy Cisco's
I like that. Cisco's like, "Hey, I make the nicknames around here. The Pied Piper is a good name for you."
Cisco's actually really mean to him, which is, like, different because most of the time he's very nice.
So yeah, Cisco's a very nice person. He's like the happy person in the group.
This is Cisco's rival. It feels like more so that I think he's more Cisco's rival than Barry's.
Yeah. So what Hartley's saying, because the Pied Piper in the comics, he is deaf.
He's deaf.
What he's saying right here is, I can't hear because there's a loud pain in my ear constantly. I do have something in there to let me hear though, so you can't take that away from me.
If anything, it improved his hearing. Because he said he was able to hear radio signals and stuff.
Yeah, that's what it also does. It's like, that's his secret.
It's like...
That's his superpower.
He went deaf and made his ears better.
Oh, I love this. They talk French a lot in this episode.
Is it French?
Yes, they just said speaks French.
You know, for some reason, I thought they were speaking Latin. I don't know why. I'm very bad with other languages besides English. Unless you speak Spanish, then I can kind of catch you speaking Spanish. But... So, what? I think he's also a rival of Wells, too. It's like...
Well, Wells was his mentor.
Yeah, I mean,
now
they're
speaking Latin.
Oh yeah, they were speaking Latin.
No, they were speaking French a bit ago. Now it's Latin. Like I noticed that because it's set up in the subtitles.
Yeah. Poor Barry, he can't understand anything he's saying.
I should have taken a language.
I like his fancy way of saying that. Oh, I just figured out the Flash is always running from this direction when he leaves, and he runs this way when he comes back. Yeah,
he's brilliant.
It's like really like that's something I feel anyone could have figured out in time. Yeah. Like, who can make a man that runs so fast?
Iris is gonna find out soon. I think it's not gonna take. It's not gonna be like Laurel finding out that Oliver is the Arrow. Like that took forever. Well, this I see it just happening this season, maybe episode like 15 or something.
I bet you anything that Barry's gonna have to move very fast in order to save Iris without a suit on. I think that's going to reveal it. I bet you Iris is going to be in a situation where he has to be the Flash. But, maybe. You know, he can't put his suit on because it's not near him, so he just uses his speed.
True. That might also be it.
Or you could just tell her, but I bet you it's going to be like one of those things where she's forced to figure out.
Yeah. Ooh, they recently posted photos of an upcoming episode with Mark Hamill. He's reprising his role as the Trickster.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Pied Piper right now seems like he's been the best. This guy is the best villain.
No, you can say that.
Who do you think's the best villain?
Cold.
You still stay Cold?
Captain Cold is the best villain.
Pied Piper's smart. He's deadly.
Captain Cold, both.
Yeah, I think he's smarter than Captain Cold, though. I mean, he figured out right away, like, where the Flash was coming from.
Captain Cold is street smart. He's very brilliant on that level. Pied Piper, he's just genius all around. He helped build the particle accelerator.
Seems like Pied Piper would be a better partner for Cold than
I think that's what's gonna happen. Is Cold's gonna go like, Heatwave, you are terrible, and I don't want you part of this anymore.
Heatwave should team up with Firestorm.
Who, Heatwave?
Yeah.
Well, Firestorm's a good guy.
Well, he's kind of both.
Well, right.
He's weird.
Right now is his origin story of how he becomes like good. That's what we're seeing in the making.
Oh, we're talking over actually an important part here.
Yeah. Sorry.
Wells admits that he was warned that the particle accelerator could explode, but he ignored that because he felt the benefits of it outweighed the risk.
Yeah.
He was very wrong.
And yeah, that kind of angers everyone in this room.
I mean, he killed Caitlin's man. He made Perry go into a coma. I don't think anything really bad happened to Cisco, actually.
Cisco, Cisco
actually,
had it didn't affect him at all.
If anything, he becomes vibe later, which is like a benefit.
I think the only thing that it did was make it so that he stands out.
I don't know. He seems like he benefited from it more than
anyone. Maybe he's the one that made it go.
I mean, if anything,
he had nothing to lose, and
the guy he hated got fired as a result and turned into a supervillain. I don't know. Cisco actually got a good deal from the explosion.
Are we starting to think that Cisco's a villain now?
I mean, I don't know if he is, but it really did work out.
He isn't a villain. It's more so.
It gave Cisco more friends.
Yeah, Cisco had Caitlin as his friend.
He became the new prodigal son, basically. Even though they say in this episode that there's no prodigal son, he is.
He is the prodigal son, and that Wells can't say he isn't.
I mean, Barry doesn't have much to be upset about besides the fact that when he was in a coma, he lost the chance to get with Iris. But there's a good chance that he would have never gotten with Iris.
Because he was a nerdy little boy and can't make a move, just like every little nerdy boy.
Yeah, it's but he got superpowers from it, so that kind of...
He's kind of okay with this, but you need to also think about it this way.
It's just Caitlin who got the really bad end right there.
I know, and Wells did it on purpose.
It's messed up. Now that we're getting into the series and we're really learning about it, it's that particle accelerator explosion wasn't as bad as it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where we learn Iris isn't respected.
Yeah, they're just saying, oh, you're here just for this, and that's it.
Yeah, they're oh, you're just here because you're the only person in the entire city who can talk about the Flash or talk to the Flash.
So they're making fun of how she writes a blog and everything.
My mother writes a blog.
See,
technically we're a blog.
Yeah, we're an audio blog is what we came down to.
Yeah.
Because my friend was talking about doing an audio blog one time, and I was like, you are aware that's what a podcast is, right? And they're like, oh, yeah.
Podcast is the hip new term for it. Because video blog sounded audio blog sounded kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Well, it's not dumb, but it doesn't sound catchy.
We do a podcast, so you're welcome.
Well, I think iTunes really started because iPod, and then
you're casting a pod.
Yeah.
Pods of casting.
To a pod.
Yeah. Pods of casting, if anyone has listened to Critical Hit D&D.
Here's the mandatory jitters moment.
Yeah. I think it's under contract that they had to show up at this place at least once an episode.
But it's not a real, eatery or diner or cafe or whatever. It's
like a Starbucks.
But, I mean, it's not real, so it's it's weird that every episode they appear in it. It's not like it's advertising for the show.
I know.
They get paid for it. Now, if they really did make it a real thing...
Does she still work there?
No, she doesn't. She works for the journalism now.
I'm just wondering, does she get both jobs? Because she's still a beginning journalist.
Yeah, they never got into if she left her job or not.
Yeah, what? I think that just escaped right through the plot hole.
Yeah, that's a small plot hole in the series that they never explained her terms of employment with Jitters anymore. She just stopped working there randomly.
I like Jitters. Jitters is fun. If they stop doing Jitters, I'll be sad. It's like if they stop doing scenes at Verdant, but then again, Verdant's not that important.
Or if the plants in Arrow.
That fern is super important. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
But yeah, I didn't notice that till now. But yeah, I guess she just works as a journalist now.
So Cisco's checking out the Pied Piper's gloves and gauntlets and everything,
thinking he would disarm them. I'm just saying, you got something that deadly. The guy's still there. Just I would disarm him just for safety precaution. Remove a battery.
So he's saying that the things were only set to minimal setting, that he could have taken out the entire building. All he was doing was hoping to get caught.
That's his plan the whole time, to get caught. First villain to escape.
So
the super containment thing. How did he escape though?
He has a
but he doesn't pull out the thing in his ear until he's
he did the first ear, I think, because it's in both ears.
Let's look for it, because they show blood on him, on him. Yeah, pulling out the one that we see him pull out. Oh, right here. Oh,
so Wells can't run that far.
Look at his legs. Stop moving. They're vibrating. His legs are vibrating, but the rest of his body isn't.
Interesting. Sorry that I stopped right there.
Yeah, but we feel it's important.
I don't like seeing
you don't like
part.
That? He just pulled a wire out of his ear. But look, I think he.
Oh yeah, the other ear didn't go. So how did it go in the other place?
Yeah, the glass was shattered like he vibrated the right temp. The right sound.
So Cisco makes it right to the door just as it explodes and hits him really hard. So this is where Cisco loses something. We're talking about if he lost anything, and this is where he loses it.
Yeah. But I mean,
Hartley's like, I was just trying to escape. Hitting you also was a benefit.
I feel we didn't capitalize on what happened to Wells. He was running with the Speedforce and then dropped down. And but what's weird is his legs kept vibrating.
I didn't even notice that.
My theory is that he needs the Speedforce in order to not be paralyzed. But because he can't fully absorb the Speedforce, it does that. Like, he'll run and he'll just hit the ground and be paralyzed again.
Ooh, do you notice how it has like a flute sort of look to it?
Yeah, it looks like a flute.
That's what the Pied Piper used in the comics.
I guess now they're just going to stick with gloves.
I hope not. I like how they have it the other way.
It's like they're really trying to modernize this show. They've done a great job.
Oh yeah, his ear is like in so much pain right now because, while they're hearing all these alarms going off, what's his face? Hartley is just hearing this like
screaming pain. Like in his ear. Probably not like that sound.
Like that sound, sort of.
Yeah. If we got another mic and put it to this mic, you would hear that sound.
Yeah.
So Barry ditches Jitters to go help Wells because Wells called him, said, "I need help." Look, he can't use his legs at all.
Yeah, they are not moving whatsoever
because he can't control the Speedforce.
And I think if Hartley knew that Wells was the Reverse Flash, he thought, okay, move your legs. Why aren't you moving your legs? And that's where we find that out more.
What I think is weird right here is he somehow gets back in his wheelchair. I don't understand that.
Oh, another plot hole.
Yeah. But it's an obvious plot hole. Like, it's weird. Like, he goes there. He's not on the ground anymore. He's in his wheelchair, which his wheelchair wasn't around him. And like the Pied Piper.
Pied Piper.
Yeah. But like, he helped him out. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, no, he didn't do that. I thought he'd kill him right there.
Yeah. What if he didn't? This is like the clone that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Activate clone.
Activate LMD Mark III.
If anyone has any thoughts about like how he got in his wheelchair and what happened right there in that scene, it's a bit confusing.
Without being able to move?
He's laying down.
How close is he to his walking room?
It's almost like they had cut an important scene out of this episode.
Yeah, it seems like something got cut out.
Like I don't know, like Wells not being murdered right there and getting to his wheelchair. That would be a kind of important scene.
Like, how did he reach up to the wall, put his hand on it, let his eye be analyzed in the correct spot? Because that's how he has to get into that room.
Yeah, I don't know. It is weird. That's a weird scene. Right now they're talking at the moment when he was warned the particle accelerator could explode. Instead of heeding the warning, he just fired... I always forget his real name. What was his name?
Harrison?
Harrison, thank you. Like, he fires Harrison instead of...
Hartley.
Hartley?
Sorry.
Oh, see, you forget too. Yeah, Hartley.
I thought you were talking about Harrison Wells.
No, not Harrison.
On the screen.
Hartley. But yeah, he gets fired for basically going up to Wells and telling him, oh yeah, the particle accelerator, it can't explode. It probably will.
Yeah.
Don't turn it on.
Don't turn it on. This is a bad idea. Don't do it. And Wells is like,
Wells threatens him.
I'm going to take that into consideration. And now you're going to...
The best job you can ever get after I ruin your life for saying anything about this will be teaching juniors at a high school.
Which, you're not even going to do that. You're going to be teaching at a...
I'm trying to be a college professor.
Yeah. With tenure, right? You want tenure?
Yeah, I want to be able to say whatever I want and get paid well. That's the dream, right, guys?
So
I like this
Wells
right here.
Rolls up. Why is every press conference at the police station? Like, isn't there
weird.
A place that would be?
Oh, the police aren't doing anything. The Flash is handling it. But I like what Wells does with Iris here. He kind of throws Barry a solid, like, I'm going to help your friend out right now and only answer her questions.
Yeah. And then again, he knows Iris. They've met. They've hung out, I think.
Throws a solid to his friends. This is the first episode where we see Wells consider the people friends versus employees.
Are we sure?
He calls them friends. He's never called any of them a friend until this episode. Even when Barry said, we were friends, he's like partners. And he never said friends.
Well, that's because he is his villain.
Yeah, but it's like, this is the first time we've seen Wells try to be friends with all of them versus just their boss.
Well, he knows that one of them is going to become evil, and he knows that one of them is going to be, like, a hero. And then,
I don't know if he knows about Caitlin. He might not know.
That's true.
Because it seems like he's only been looking into the Flash, not his villains.
Yeah, well,
Seems like he's just as surprised about the villains as Barry.
I don't know.
Well, he is changing the course of history also.
Is he? Or is he lining it up to be how it's supposed to be?
Yeah, that's been the question of the series, though, for sure. Yeah, but I mean, knowing the future changes the future.
The main reporter said, "Are you planning on rebuilding the particle accelerator?" And Wells is like,
he doesn't want to answer it, but
he doesn't want to answer it as well as he wants to help Iris out.
Yeah,
because he sees that she's in the back of the crowd and no one's like giving her any attention.
He's kind of just throwing her a bone. And it's cool because like that might imply that Wells will only speak to Iris, maybe build her career up simply because she knows important people.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. You know, you gotta know important people. Gumption. That's funny.
So, yeah. She just like threw that right in her
I can't remember the mentor's name.
Neither can I right now.
But yeah,
I think it's Rick.
But he deserved it. He was being a jerk.
Yeah, he is. And then he's like, what was that all about? She's like, I'm better than you.
But you know, sometimes he could be a real dick.
Exactly.
I swear, that is the line of this series.
I remember last episode you were like, I bet Hartley's parents didn't disown him because he was gay. I bet they just disowned him because he was a dick. And then Cisco said that in the episode. I'm like, oh, Anthony was right.
Really? Like, that's funny, though. Wells looks really stressed out this episode.
Yeah, because this guy keeps saying, I know your secret. He's like, which secret you talking about? I have like 40.
So basically, if you scare Wells and tell him you know his secret, he'll just start pouring out his soul about every single thing he knows. Let's see. So, right now he's talking to Cisco saying there's no prodigal, like son. There's no favorite. We're all each other. That's it. We're buddies. That's it. We're workers.
We're all best friends.
We're the 3 best friends?
4.
Oh, 4.
Are you forgetting Caitlin?
Yeah, I counted her out right there. I didn't see her.
Like, she popped up and you instantly stopped singing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there's 4.
No, you, me, and Eric, we're the 3 best friends.
Anyone.
We're the... Okay.
All right,
so, Hartley's talking on the intercom about how you gave up your bishop and now you're playing... Like, he's playing this as a game of chess.
Use your Scarlet Knight.
Yeah,
they keep using Scarlet. I agree that is a cool name. Like way to refer to Flash.
In the comics, his nickname was Scarlet Speedster when he wasn't like the Flash. And I love I think I've said that a couple times. I like every superhero's like nickname except for Superman, the Boy Scout. I hate that.
But he is a Boy Scout though.
I hate that name though. It's so stupid.
So we finally get to the root of what was it? Why do I keep forgetting his name? I want to call him Harrison now because you told me Harrison. We finally get to Hartley's main plan here. He's going to hold up traffic, get the Flash there, but he's got a surprise in store for the Flash to kill him.
Yeah, he's planning on killing the Flash, which is kind of a mean thing to do, don't you
He's the closest to ever doing it.
Yeah, he actually came the closest.
Without Wells, he'd be dead.
What's going on? Yeah.
So let's see here. Right now,
closely killed him.
They realize that they can't really find him, but they're going to scan for seismic activity to figure out exactly where he is.
Yeah.
Because those gloves aren't very stealthy.
No. I like how he climbs up on it. He doesn't climb up like all like hardcore. He just climbs up it like he crawls up it.
I mean, he's no athlete.
No. He's a nerd that worked in a science lab.
So using those gloves unrestricted giveaways.
The Keystone Cleveland Dam. So he's near Cleveland, you know, where that Drew Carey fellow is from.
Oh, yeah.
That's where Flash is.
And Cleveland rocks, you know. Ohio.
Yeah. Okay. So this woman's just crying in her car.
See, that's messed up. Why is he killing people? Like,
did you notice that though? He said rook to knight 4 or something.
He's making chess puns.
Yeah,
I think he's a little crazy.
Dude, every single one of Flash's villains have been crazy. Have we met a sane one yet?
I'm trying to think.
I think every one of Batman's villains are either homeless or mentally ill.
Yeah, everyone he's fought has been pretty crazy.
Yeah,
except Oliver. No, he's crazy. Actually,
no, Oliver is nuts. Also, we're forgetting that.
Yeah. No, actually, the Flash is like one of the few superheroes that
he was able to jump pretty high.
Yeah.
With that, I didn't even notice that.
Well, moving at a great speed means you could project yourself. Like you have momentum if you jump.
Yeah. I remember in what was it, Saints Row 4? If you ran fast enough, you could jump super high.
I was thinking more of like Olympic athletes.
Oh no, I was thinking
they
of
run
video
to
games
jump
where it actually has super speed. Like I'm going with super speed logic here.
So right now we're just seeing basically.
So Barry goes over, disarms the guy.
He's outclassed by Barry, to be honest. Like, Barry can mess him up, but he's not as smart, I guess.
Like, Hartley's like, you're an idiot.
You told moron, you fell for the same trick twice.
I can't believe he replaced me with you.
See, I'm surprised he doesn't take off his mask at this point. Like, I get why you wouldn't want to do it, but if death's the other option, it seems like a solid plan. Like,
yeah, well, he can't really move right now. It's the hard part.
And he's spitting out blood.
His organs are failing him. Is that what he's saying?
He's vibrating at such a high frequency, it's just tearing his organs apart.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of painful. It's so. I love the faces he's making for this.
It just looks so much painful.
Yeah. So right now, here's where Wells becomes like a superhero.
Wells just like rolls in every time. Have you noticed that every time Barry goes out, Wells is not in the room, but when he's needed, he just rolls up all nonchalant. Just like, okay, I'm here. You're welcome.
It's like he is Wheels, and the Flash is the leg man.
He did that in the first episode when Barry was like running around the tornado and couldn't take it out. Wells just rolls up. He's like, you can do it, Barry. Just run.
So Barry is looking like he's either on a lot of drugs or he's dying. One of the two.
Well, we talking LSD, like
every
ecstasy?
Drug known to man. So, what did Wells do exactly? He used all the car's radios to make a frequency that would burn out the gloves?
Yeah.
Alright. No. I like that. No!
And then it just explodes in his hands.
And his hands are all bleeding now.
Yeah, like, it's hardcore blood.
There were some weird moments in this episode with blood.
Yeah.
Like the whole pulling the ear thing out, the hands bleeding, Barry spitting blood out while vibrating, his organs are being torn up.
The theme of the day today, kids, is blood.
It's red.
Blood.
Blood is red.
If Eric was here, he'd just be like, oh, there's a red.
Yeah, there's some red.
Because Eric was the one that pointed out the reds. And I didn't even look for 52s today. And I apologize.
I kind of looked, and I didn't really see any.
The only 52 that I saw was in the particle accelerator chamber. And we see that every time.
Yeah, it's like
so I've stopped doing that one. If everyone's okay with that.
The automatic 52.
Yeah. So, what is Wells drinking? Is that Grandma Esther's, like, famous eggnog?
I don't know.
I think it is. I just see Wells just drinking like bourbon in his thermos all the time.
So Cisco finally admits that he has a concussion. He should lay down.
Yeah.
After being blown up.
Yeah. Which a lot of people think that sonic technology that Hartley just used is what they're going to use also against him.
You know what I was wondering?
And how Vibe is going to start getting his powers.
It seems like, you know how they're doing the crossover stuff?
Yeah.
I'm wondering, because we were talking about Canary, how she was using a grenade to use her special ability, you know, like her vocal cords.
Yeah.
But normally in the show she uses vocal cords. Well, not the show, but the comics and the cartoons. So I'm wondering if maybe in a crossover episode they will use the technology they learned from this to give her an upgrade.
Yeah, maybe like a necklace thing that she puts on, and when she like screams, it like echoes out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to get on the arrow right now, but that was an idea I had while watching this episode.
True,
because it's the same week as her.
Vibe has the same exact powers as.
Oh, so Barry trusts Wells enough to give him a printout photo of him.
Wells just looks so pissed off in that photo. Did you see his face? He's like, I hate this place.
I mean, but that's a big sign of trust. Like, here's some absolute proof you can have on your desk that I'm the Flash. That's how much I trust you.
I just noticed that's the same actual footage also that they used during the day also.
Yeah, it's just a night scene of the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if they save money on the budget doing that, that's cool. I mean, I can see why they would do it. I would do it too.
It's just they tinted the lighting so it wasn't day, it was night.
Yeah. They probably,
yeah, which is not that hard to do.
No, not at all. It's like, I like it when they do that stuff because that means they can save room in the budget for better, bigger stuff. They don't need to blow the budget every episode to watch Barry run.
Yeah. That's why they repeat it, yeah. So that they can have more episodes where more lightning comes off of him. I like that.
Or they could do
useful.
Crazy effects like the first episode with the weather.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Weather Wizard.
Weather Wizard. That must have took a lot of the budget.
We're going to have another Weather Wizard coming up in an upcoming episode when Barry finds out about time travel.
Oh, we see a heart-to-heart right here between Joe and Barry again, where he's like, when I started being wicked smart and you couldn't help me no more, that must have been hard raising me, bro. Like, I respect it. That's I don't think you use those words exactly, but...
Yeah.
I really like these moments. Like, he constantly has moments with Joe. I'm surprised he doesn't call him Dad. Like,
yeah.
We haven't heard from Barry's dad in a long time either.
We heard from him maybe Last episode? No, it wasn't last
the man
episode.
in the yellow
It was
suit.
2 episodes ago.
The man in the yellow suit.
Two episodes ago.
When was the last time we heard? Wasn't the man in the yellow suit?
Yeah. That was 2 episodes ago. So we just missed 2 episodes so far.
It just with the big break in the season, it feels longer.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna see how many episodes they go before they like show Barry's dad again.
So right here they're talking about should we investigate Wells and everything.
100%.
Like Eddie has the most evil face right there. Like Eddie, for those of you who watch Blue Mountain State, does Eddie also remind you guys of Thad Castle? He kind of has that sort of I'm the most best person in the world look.
I like this part right here, where he's like, your evil hearing aids won't help you escape this time. So they confirmed it was the hearing aids.
Oh, they're in a different room now. They're in room 36, not 52.
Well, he kind of blew up the last one.
Oh, you're right. So
Yeah,
they can't do 52 again.
They had 36.
They're kind of fixing that one about now.
Yeah, so
They're bandaging up his hands.
That's nice of them. Trapping him in a small cell but giving him medical care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have to feed all of them.
I wonder how they do it.
I don't.
Some
know.
of them, I don't even know how they feed. Like the weather wizard.
The mist.
Oh,
No,
the mist.
weather wizard.
It was the mist. Yeah.
Weather wizard's dead, dude.
I was thinking mist, fog, weather, but
Oh,
no.
yeah.
But right now he's saying, I know what really happened to, who is it? It's Firestorm. What's his name?
Yeah, I know how to save him.
Yeah.
So the tachyon output has reached tolerance range.
And we also learned now he can put that on his chest, not just the suit.
Well, it is something that's supposed to go on a body. That's why he puts it on the body of the costume.
So he's at 35% and charging. So he's kind of like a cell phone. He just loses the charge and needs to recharge all the time. As long as the tachyon device viable calculation. So the device
he doesn't know when it's going to explode.
Basically, the thing that charges him with the Speedforce, he doesn't know how long it's going to last. Like if it's going to last 10 years, 10 minutes, whatever.
And when they said like the term Speedforce right in that part, I was just like, oh, that's the first time I said Speedforce. Maybe they're plugging our podcast.
Maybe.
So that's the episode.
Yeah, we got through it all. Sorry if we didn't watch it beforehand and we were less informed than normal.
Yeah, I couldn't remember a lot of my Easter eggs for all of you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's my bad. We were really busy trying to get this con ready for.
Yeah.
So
I believe the biggest part of this episode was we learned a lot about how Wells is using the ability and that he might actually be paralyzed.
Yes.
Like he might be
We
using
learned
this for
that.
medical purposes.
Yeah, we learned that. I'm excited for the next episode. Have you seen the trailer for the next episode?
No.
Dude, it has like Barry going on dates now and stuff, and there was a little clip that it showed of Barry like going up to West, showing him his outfit, and he's like, and then Barry just run like, oh, for those of you who can't like see me, I shrugged. So then,
I kind of like how like Oliver Queen, he gets with every woman in the show,
Yeah.
but he doesn't want to get with them. And then Barry wants to get with pretty much every woman he meets, but he just can't do it.
he's just a nerdy guy. He can't do it.
He
It
messed up
doesn't work.
Felicity. He messed up Iris, and it's like I still think there might be something with Caitlyn in the far future.
Maybe.
But
I
now
think
that her
more
man's
so
back,
Iris because
now that her man's back, I'm not entirely sure. It's like they kind of killed that whole.
yeah, they might actually
thing.
become a happy couple now.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying about what was it? I'm trying to think. What was I saying a second ago? Oh, how Barry goes up, changes into a different outfit, then changes into a different one, then changes into a different one, goes downstairs, and Joe is like, "If you change one more time, I'm going to shoot you." So, and my favorite line coming up from the next episode is Cisco going like, "You're a villain crushing, lady slaying machine." But that's our review on the upcoming episode, and they're going to be bringing in, I think her name is Linda Park.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who that name?
No.
Do you know that name at all?
Who's
I know
Linda Park?
you're more familiar with Wally, so I figured that Wally West, his wife's name is Linda Park,
Oh.
and Flash is going to be dating her next episode. So,
But that
something's-
it kind of contradicts the.
comic books,
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe they're introducing her to introduce Wally.
maybe I doubt it.
I mean,
They
it
might
was-
be saying that Barry's just
People
a
who don't have-
combination of both.
Well, people who don't have the knowledge you have,
Yeah.
like that would be a great way to introduce Wally through like some random female character they throw in the show as just a date, and
Yeah.
then she's what brings in like Kid Flash.
Yeah, I love Kid Flash. I hope they don't call him Kid Flash in this show,
They will. They absolutely will.
No, they can't. They had to call him Impulse, because Kid Flash is a terrible superhero name.
I bet you they're going to call him Kid Flash for a while, and then maybe Impulse. Like, you know how they did the Emerald Archer Arrow, and they still haven't even called him really Green Arrow anymore.
No, they're not going to call him Green Arrow for a long time.
I bet they called him the Scarlet Speedster and
what
the
are you
Streak
talking about?
and the Blur or whatever.
Well, for Kid Flash, though, it's just like calling Roy like Speedy or Arson or Red Hood. It's a throwaway. It's not. He's a kid version of the Flash.
Yeah,
but he's more impulsive, which is the way they could do it. Is this guy's an impulse? Like, he just constantly is moving, then just goes.
And he uses his powers in more creative ways than Barry.
Yeah, he's very much smarter about his abilities.
Well, it's like Barry thinks of it more from the scientific perspective, but Wally thinks more from the creative perspective of it. Which is, I like it a lot more, because like, if any of you watch the Justice League, he was very, very funny and creative in his use of his powers all the time.
He knew how to use them perfectly, and
he catapulted himself one time.
What?
He ran super fast in a circle and then just stopped all at once, and the momentum, it threw him into the air. Like, he did a bunch of stuff. It was crazy.
That sounds so weird. But I say, you want to end it out with talking about the con a little bit? Or,
I mean, yeah, guys, there'll be one more podcast before the con.
And we'll talk more about the con for like special stuff that we know that's going to be there after we hear back from the registration company today. Like, I sent in the stuff today. I called them.
I feel confident it's going to go through fine.
Oh yeah, we're going to go through. It's going to go through, but we'll get more information about what booth we'll be at, so you guys can come see us. We'll post on the Facebook page that day. We can even do live, like, not tweeting, but we can do live Facebook updates where we can let you guys know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, the whole day is going to be fun. It's going to be cool. If you're a nerd, you like superheroes, you like comic books, anime, anything, I would show up, because the more people will show up, the better it's going to be. And
better chance it'll come back again another year.
What's cool is, with New Con and Lodi, there'll be more cons more often. Stockton, Lodi, and Sacramento.
Yeah. Well,
and maybe Elk Grove might adapt one too.
Sacramento has Wizard World. If Elk Grove gets one, we could totally
It'd be this whole area.
Also. And if Galt got one,
yeah.
Like, if Galt and Elk Grove get one, that's just literally a line straight from Sacramento to Stockton of cities.
I mean, for all of you guys, all of you out there, that would be awesome. Because then this is a very popular demographic now, is the nerd community, and
the nerds
it gets
are
bigger,
rising.
it's better.
And they're just everywhere. The nerds are the best thing in the world. I'm a nerd.
I'm wondering if in time the term nerd won't be used anymore, because it would be so mainstream.
Well,
this is getting very mainstream.
It's like calling someone a jock. How long has jock been around? It's like that. Nerd nowadays.
I don't hear jock that often anymore. I hear athlete a lot more.
I call people jocks. Am I out of touch?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, but for me, calling someone a nerd, and I'm not meaning it to offend anyone at this, but I have friends who do get offended at this. Nerd is not an insult in the slightest. Nerd to me is like the highest compliment I can give someone. Every single one of my friends is a nerd. It doesn't. Not all of them are comic book nerds. Not all of them are superhero or fantasy. Some are athletic nerds. Some can do all that. So, a nerd to me is just a compliment, and that's why I'm a nerd. This guy right here standing next to me, he's a nerd.
I'm a nerd. Yeah. I mean, I think we won when the iPhone came out. That's what I think. The day that happened, it was like everyone's like, "All right, we like the nerds." Like everybody
coming for us finally. It's not that they've been doing so much already.
It's like, oh my gosh, I can update my Facebook while walking. That is awesome.
This is perfect. Well, was Facebook even around when the iPhone came out?
I think it was. I think it was young.
Facebook really started 2005. They did not have an app for iTunes.
But everyone just went on Safari, typed in Facebook, and logged in. I remember that stuff.
When did the first iPhone come out? Do you know? I think
I don't know.
2006.
We were young. We were in high school.
Yeah.
The iPod Touch came out before that. Because there was that big iPod war, basically, where every year they're making like a better iPod, like music player.
Yeah.
They made the iPod Touch, and that sold like crazy, and they made the iPhone.
I got one of those iPod Nanos, and then I won that in a raffle. And then a week later, they came out with the iPod Nano with the camera, and I was like, "Oh, are you kidding me? I just got
kept adding one new feature."
Yeah, and when I got my iPod Touch, like 2 weeks later, they came out with the iPod Touch with a camera, and I was just like,
yeah. Then the
now I'm not
front
buying
camera
one until like a new one comes out for like a couple months. That way, the price is marked down, so I can get that, and I know a new one won't be coming out the next week.
Yeah, but I mean, we shouldn't be. We're not plugging in Apple products either now. By the way, we're just
which a lot of fans,
rambling.
Which I do look at the demographic though of what people like listen to the podcast on, and a lot of people listen to it on Google Chrome, and for their platform for on like a laptop, and if they listen to it on device, it's always Apple product. So
that's interesting.
So for those of you who are listening to iPods and iPhones, thank you. For those listening on laptops on Google Chrome, thank you.
But yeah, but back to the con thing. Just come by; it'll be fun. We'd really like to see the people who listen to podcasts if they do come, because you don't see us and we don't see you. We could change that.
Well, you guys, I don't think
some are far out there.
Yeah, some are like everywhere. Like a lot of our followers are on the East Coast. I know a lot of those are. We got Matt, Mel, and Jason are all on the East Coast. But if you're on the West Coast and near San Joaquin, Sac County, or whatever,
come down.
Come on by, and we'll meet you. We'll sign autographs. If
you're lost and you can't figure out where it is, literally message us on Facebook. We will describe to you how to get there.
Yeah,
we will
go out of our way and everything. Yeah, we want you guys there. We want to see you. We want to meet everyone. Because we got a huge fandom that follows us and everything.
I mean, you come and talk to us, say you listen, you've been a fan since, the beginning, especially you've been a fan since Sword.
Yeah.
Like, we will totally have you say something on the mic, and you probably end up in the show.
Yeah.
Unless you start swearing like crazy and make a bunch of racial slurs, then no, you will not be on the show.
That's why we had to cut out half the stuff that Eric did.
Yeah, when I first started the show, Phil had to edit it because I always dropped like an F-bomb by accident.
Yeah, that was back in Sword. Ever since we started doing Speedforce, it's been a lot more clean, and we haven't had to edit much stuff out.
Yeah, it would be funny if we had censorship beeps. But
I would love to have we just like bleep out random words like every time we say like Cisco,
unnecessary censorship.
Like every time it says Cisco, we bleep it out. Like, look at this Cisco.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, but we've been going for an hour.
Yeah,
like a solid hour.
And we want to provide the best entertainment for all of you. So,
but for all of you with sweaty earbuds, like,
yeah,
I feel your pain.
So, great, and I have to do that. to join the discussion with everyone, go to facebook.com/groups/Speedforce podcast.
Thank you for being a loyal fan.
For us,
what's to say? Thank you for being a loyal fandom.
That's what you told me to do last time, was to write that.
All right, my bad, guys. I messed up our ending thing there.
So we're gonna fix that, so it's not terrible next time. For us here at Speedforce, I'm Phil,
and I'm Anthony. Ride the lightning, speedsters.
Gone into my lab to experiment that night before lightning flashed around me and time changed speed. Now I gotta try to be so patient until calamity will strike. Because when things change in an instant, it's almost fast enough for me. And I'll be there before you know it. I'll be gone before you see me. And do you think you can imagine anything so lonely? And I know you'd really like me, but I never stick around. Cause time keeps dragging on and on and on and on and on.